because as you're absorbing the heat, temperature of the ground is going to cool off a little bit. But a proper design system, you will have a maximum temperature in the summer about 82 coming in and 55 in the winter.
Wow.
So you're not affected by the outside temperature the way a regular AC is. So then you increase the capacity of the equipment. So basically, when we mean increasing the capacity of the equipment, your coil is colder in the summer than a regular system.
It's colder.
It's colder.
So let's say normally you look in the ground.
No, the coil in the AC.
In the AC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you've removed a lot more heat. So let's say a regular AC, you're looking at about 18 degree delta between the air coming in and the air coming out. On the Geo, you're looking at 20, 22.
Okay.
So that increases your capacity, so you have more available cold air.
So you have more cold air, cheaper.
The system is more expensive to install, but after that, to operate,
there's
cheaper.
a payback, and that's always been the big.
Yeah.
That's always been the big drawback.
Yeah.
But it's hard to sell a geothermal system to most people because the AC guy says, "Well, I could put a regular system in cheaper."
Yeah. Yeah.
But then there's a payback in the cost of running the geothermal.
Yeah. You're looking at about 7-year payback. I've done some retrofit. It depends on the house, but I did a house where the homeowner kind of tracked his electric bill. And it's an all-electric home. So you have a greater benefit if you have an all-electric home because of the price of electricity. And also when you have an all-electric home and you have a heat pump, for anybody out there that has a heat pump, you know that in the winter when it gets really cold, you don't have a lot of cold air coming out of that machine because there's not enough heat outside. So that's what Geo stops, because with Geo, you're going to have 110 degree air coming out.
Wow.
And you don't actually need a backup electric strip.
With Geo, you don't?
No, you don't. Here in Texas, we don't use backup electric strip.
That's very interesting.
So that's where your greater saving is. Now, obviously, if you have gas furnace, natural gas, the cost of natural gas here is low enough that your payback is much longer.
Sure.
And but if you have propane, I've seen people with propane that want to go Geo because propane can be tricky. You're always low in propane when you need it. It gets high, price gets high.
It does. It has a lot of fluctuation because it's more of a international commodity.
Yeah.
And a lot of it used to, I don't know if it still does. A lot of it came from Europe or other continents.
Yeah, and propane, from what I understand, is different. And the other benefit of Geo, if you have an all-electric home, because it's all a package, it's all inside one box. It's a package unit. So the compressor is right next to the coil. The manufacturer add a separate heat exchanger, and you can run your hot water through the second heat exchanger. And when the unit is running, it will heat the water for free.
Really?
Yeah.
Free?
Yeah.
F-R-E-E.
F-R-E-E. It's a byproduct of compressing Freon. So you recycle that heat to heat your water.
Uh-huh.
Now, when unit is not running, like in the spring or in the fall, obviously you're not heating the water, but when the unit is running. So even if in the winter it won't supply all your hot water, in the summer, you'll get more hot water from that Geo than you use. So you'll use no electricity to heat your water. So can you use
can you heat your hot water to your house through the Geo system like you can on,
You hook it up to your tank.
Uh-huh. Cool.
I've even hooked it up before. I don't know if we did that. I hooked it up before to a tankless where we have a storage tank that we heat the water with the Geo, just a storage tank. And then the water goes from the storage tank to the tankless. So even in the wintertime, if we don't heat the water to 120, if we can heat it to 85, it's better.
It's a better
on
start.
Gas compared to 55 degree water.
Doesn't have to warm it up as much.
Yeah. And then you have more hot water at the end because, even tankless is the same concept. The colder the water is, the less hot water you get at the end.
Right.
So there's multiple benefits. It's not for everybody. Retrofit, it's tricky because you need the land space. And then for other region, people, can use a lake. We've used lake before, a pond, or you've used horizontal line set.
I'm saying it go through pools. So
the problem is if you have a drought and you run out of water, your water gets too hot, there's nothing you can do. In the middle of August, there's no AC.
A drought in Texas? Really?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, not lately.
Sometimes.
Hey, sometime? My whole life is a drought.
Yeah, but we live inside.
We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, more with Herve Toast. You're listening to Remodel Revolution Radio. Don't go away. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordor.com. Alex Guthrie here for my friends at Total Air and Heat. Did you know a typical AC unit runs enough hours in a year equal to a car running 60,000 miles? Total Air and Heat recommends that you tune your system and have it safety checked every 6 months to ensure peak efficiency, proper operation, and increase the life of the system. Need a new air conditioning and heating system? No problem. Total Air and Heat can replace your equipment with the best equipment on the market today. Train. And you know it's hard to stop a train. So for the best heating and air conditioning contractors in North Dallas and Plano for the past 60 years, call my friends at Total Air and Heat, 972-881-0020. That's 972-881-0020. Or visit them online at totalair.com. Total Air and Heat. Some people think the only thing worse than calling the dentist is calling the foundation repairman. That's why I recommend Hargrave Foundation Repair. Cracks in the walls? Doors that won't close? Give the folks at Hargrave Foundation a call. Now, sometimes it's not the foundation at all. That's why you need an honest, proven company. You see, understanding the soils and weather is a must for a lifetime repair. Family owned and operated since 1968, Hargrave has seen it all. Hargrave Foundation Repair is fully licensed and insured, and their staff stays up to date on all the latest techniques and advances. So call one of the last independently owned foundation companies in North Texas and the exclusive installer of the Chance helical pier system. Call Hargrave Foundation Repair at 972-442-3415. That's 972-442-3415. Hargrave Foundation Repair, 972-442-3415. Welcome back to Remodel Revolution Radio. I'm your host, Alex Guthrie, and I'm fortunate to have my friend Herve Trocheteau. Trocheteau. Man, I'm learning to speak French. I used to only be able to say French toast.
I thought you said French baguette last time you were.
Yeah, French baguette. Huh? That's how I lured you here.
I know.
I told you I was bringing some French baguettes, and I lied.
I know.
I didn't bring them.
I know.
So Herve is actually giving me a quote on a project that we're going to do, and he brought it to me today, and it's very interesting because I don't get this all the time. And if you're going to build a house or remodel, particularly if you're going to remodel a house, or in the case of what we're talking about, this is an addition. One of the things that needs to be done is what's called a manual J.
Yeah.
Explain to us what a manual J is.
Well, manual J. So basically, what does an AC do? It removes the heat in the summer and add heat in the winter. Why do we need to remove heat and add heat? Is because we're losing heat in the winter because it's cold outside, and we're getting heat in the summer because it's hot. If we stop the heat from leaving the house in the winter and entering the house in the summer, we don't need AC. So the more insulation you put in, the less AC you're gonna need. Better windows, better insulation. So all this. So what the manual J does, it's actually calculating what your heat loss and your heat gain is.
And so to do that, it takes in all different parts of the house. So tell us what all you do. You do windows.
So you need windows, you need wall insulation, you need attic insulation, you do duct, tightness of the duct insulation itself, if it's R6 or R8, orientation of the house, how many people in the house. If you're going to do a mini data center, we need to know that. Like here, we're in a studio, there's a lot of load from the equipment, so you need to know that. But it gives you, it's like I tell a lot of homeowners, once you do a manual J, you see your house in 3D, because now you know what's wrong with your house. Because next to manual J, will tell you, based on that, the heat loss or the heat gain in that particular room, this is how much air you need to go into that room to offset the heat gain and the heat loss.
And the heat gain and the heat loss is calculated by how many windows you have.
Yeah.
How many doors you have.
And then if you have single pane windows or double pane.
How many bathroom exhaust fans you have. Do you have a fireplace?
Yeah.
Do you have a kitchen with a 600 CFM vent-a-hood that's going to be sucking out a ton of air?
Yeah.
And then you build this tight house, right? You've got to get air in there to come out.
Yeah.
Because we're building them so tight now, it makes things not work properly if we don't. So how did you calculate that on this edition?
Well, with the software. Nice done with the software.
No. How did you calculate adding air to you bring in some air in to compensate for the air we're taking out? So
you follow, I follow the ASHRAE 62.2, which gives you some guideline about, based on the size of the house, on how many occupants, how many bedroom, this is how much air you need to bring in. So then after that, you bring an outside device that will turn on, and it's based on the timer. So it'll basically override the fan.
Like an EVA.
Yeah.
An EVA is, tell our audience what an EVA is.
So there's different device. There's just a simple fresh air, which is just a little control that hooks up, with the damper. And then it will override the fan and just bring air in. It won't exhaust the air back out. It just keep bringing air in. And then you have an ERV, which will bring fresh air in, and at the same time, exhaust stale air
it's
out
more
of the
of a
house.
Controlled.
Yes.
It's actually an ERV is sort of a tiny little air conditioner. It sort of brings in the outside air.
Heat exchanger.
Heat exchanger, So it conditions it, and then it takes out what it needs to take out. So I've put those in houses for actually various reasons, not always for efficiency. I built a cat room for a lady,
Right.
and we decided we had to have an ERV in there because of the smell.
Yeah.
Because she had 14 cats.
Oh, wow.
And she was kind of crazy. I mean, I loved her, but she was crazy. She was 14 cats.
Yeah.
And it was like, don't tell the neighbors and don't tell the city, because we're not allowed to have 14, because that's like a cat farm.
Yeah.
Right? Would you like a cat farm?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. So you better have an ERV in there, because you know what that smells like.
Yes. So what the ERV does is taking that bad air out of the house. Now it's obviously a little bit more money, and most likely you're not. I don't think you should do in this climate. I don't think there is any energy efficiency benefit to it. You got to do it for health reason.
My biggest concern with all of this, and I'm all for super energy efficient, all for it. I think it's fantastic. My big concern about all of this is that you're depending on mechanical devices that are run by electricity that are going to break down.
Yeah.
And my big concern with ERVs and all these dampers and all this kind of stuff is that you don't know when they've broken down.
Yeah.
You don't know until you go, they call you and they go, Herve, My house stinks. Why does my house stink? Well, because your ERV quit working 6 months ago. And so when I first started doing really efficient additions and things like that, I insisted that they do passive air replacement. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Passive air replacement is another way to do it. We all love energy efficiency, and we have the guy right here to talk to about it. You're listening to Remodel Revolution Radio. Don't go away. Some people think the only thing worse than calling the dentist is calling the foundation repairman. That's why I recommend Hargrave Foundation Repair. Cracks in the walls, doors that won't close, give the folks at Hargrave Foundation a call. Now, sometimes it's not the foundation at all. That's why you need an honest, proven company. You see, understanding the soils and weather is a must for a lifetime repair. Family owned and operated since 1968, Hargrave has seen it all. Hargrave Foundation Repair is fully licensed and insured, and their staff stays up to date on all the latest techniques and advances. So call one of the last independently owned foundation companies in North Texas and the exclusive installer of the Chance helical pier system. Call Hargrave Foundation Repair at 972-442-3415. That's 972-442-3415. Hargrave Foundation Repair, 972-442-3415. Alex Guthrie here for my friends at Total Air and Heat. Did you know a typical AC unit runs enough hours in a year equal to a car running 60,000 miles? Total Air and Heat recommends that you tune your system and have it safety checked every 6 months to ensure peak efficiency, proper operation, and increase the life of the system. Need a new air conditioning and heating system? No problem. Total Air and Heat can replace your equipment with the best equipment on the market today. Train. And you know it's hard to stop a train. So for the best heating and air conditioning contractors in North Dallas and Plano for the past 60 years, call my friends at Total Air and Heat, 972-881-0020. That's 972-881-0020. Or visit them online at totalair.com. Total Air and Heat. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordoor.com. Welcome back to Remodel Revolution Radio. I'm your host, Alex Guthrie, the host with the most. I'm here with my friend Herve, and we're talking about air conditioning today. I really want to kind of move this along because what I really want to do is I want to talk about your journey from your French.
Yes.
And you came here how long ago?
20 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
And did you come to Dallas?
Oh no, it's been a long. No. I've lived in many countries before.
You have. Okay. So
in
they
England,
haven't caught you
Scotland.
yet.
No,
They haven't got you yet.
That's why I don't know if I should be on Facebook Live.
I thought you were worried about your hair.
No.
Because on this show we don't require hair. As you can see.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I should have taken my
It's
wig.
a non-requirement.
I should have taken my wig off.
What is that? I've got a whole fake face. So
okay. You have a mask.
You've been in the U.S. 20 years?
Yeah.
And so what brought you to Dallas, and how long ago was that?
Well, I met my wife in St. Martin.
Where?
St. Martin. That's in
St. Martin?
It's in the Caribbean.
Was she a native?
No, she was working for Yum. Okay, so it was called at the time.
I was just
Yum
wondering if you got
International.
you an island girl or
No.
something.
She was working for Yum International, opening a Pizza Hut restaurant.
A Pizza Hut in St. Martin.
And then I was working for the franchisee also owned a import-export company, and I was kind of managing that import-export.
So you weren't even an AC guy.
No. I started off in the restaurant hotel business trade, which actually it's a good trade because you learn how to be organized and multitask.
Yeah.
And for anybody that
and put up with people gripe a lot.
Exactly. But
that's
it
the perfect thing for
now.
residential work, incidentally.
Oh, it served me greatly now, just the organized skill. But anyway, so then I traveled many trips. Now I had a friend that I've been here before because I had a friend that lived in Austin. So I would come here once in a while, visit with him. And then I was living in St. Martin at the time, and I met my wife in St. Martin. We got married.
You were living in St. Martin, and you came to Dallas?
Yeah.
Well, did you miss the beach? I mean, you wanted the river instead of the beach?
Where's the river here? Is there a river in Dallas, by the way?
All you have to do
is there a river in Dallas?
Take a deep breath every morning. You'll find the river.
But no, but there's a difference in the Caribbean between living there and going there on vacation. Because the first thing that shocked me, I grew up in Nantes, which is west coast of France, and growing up like in July, is daylight until 10:30 at night. And the first time I went to the Caribbean, it's dark at 6:00 at night.
That's when the party starts.
Yeah, but it's dark. I got confused because it's hot and it's dark, and I didn't know.
So is your family still in France?
Yeah. Well, my mom's still there. My dad is passed, but my mom's still in France.
Awesome. Do you go back often?
Once a year.
That's awesome.
Whenever I can. I try to avoid the summer because here, busy. But yeah, it was a long trip, fun trip. I love it here.
So what led you to the profession you're in now?
Because I've always been fascinated I grew up with no AC. Didn't exist. It's 75 degrees on a hot summer day. And then when I came here the first time, I thought it was awesome. You get that cold air coming in, and somehow I don't know why.
You came during the winter.
No.
You mean you were fascinated with the AC?
AC. And I always wonder how that works. And I didn't know I would end up in that trade. But then after that, when I came here, I moved there. It was a little battle at first to, settle in. But then I always had this in the back of my mind. And then I used to work in a car business for a little bit.
In a what?
Car business.
Car business?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Could anybody understand anything you were saying to? Or
no, but I was selling German cars. So
you were selling German cars, so it didn't matter.
Exotic.
Added a little to the like the
And then one day I saw a solar company looking for some people to work. So I went there because I've always been fast. I've always wanted to make things more efficient. I think there is a lot of room to make things more efficient.
Yes.
Better. I mean, there's so much waste, especially in Texas, a lot of space, there's a lot of waste. And there's a better way of doing it that doesn't have to cost more money. So I went to kind of a salon, which didn't really work out. And then from there, I met a guy that said, I do geo. Want to come and see what it is. And I got fascinated with geo. Work with some guy that have been doing it for 40 years. Work on the trench and, learn the trade backward and then start doing manual J because the manual J studied or the load calculation because in geo, if you want to be competitive, price is an issue. So if you size your system properly, I might put a 3-ton system while another AC guy that doesn't do load is going to keep putting that 5-ton system.
Well, and because I thought we'd moved away from that largely. I mean, I thought most people were doing manual J. I'm finding out that's not true. as time goes on, I'm finding out people are still kind of do it by the seat of their pants. They just might base it on square footage and maybe I don't know the calculation they use, but I know a lot of people, there's a lot of variance in cost and in what people are recommending for AC systems. And it's because they're not doing their research, because it should be whatever it is. In other words, if it's one way for you, it should be the same way for the other person that's bidding it.
Yeah.
If all things are equal, but they're not bidding it the same way. There's
there's different way of doing it. Either you try to do it right and put the right information in the manual J, or you try to have the manual J tell you what you want it to tell you. And people don't, they're always afraid.
They're trying to force it.
Yeah, they're afraid it's not going to work if they put less AC. So what they do is they load the manual J with fake data, which will give them a result so they can go to the city and get a permit that gives you whatever data they want. But, another thing about the city and, the code is, you need a manual J to put a permit. But at the end, on the final inspection, and I've talked to inspector on that, nobody takes the original manual J to go to the house to make sure that whatever was installed is whatever was a manual J.
Through.
So they give them a manual J to get a permit, and then 6 months later, when the house is done, nobody check if it's correct anyway. You still do whatever you want. So things haven't changed much.
Well, they have it from that perspective, but our experience has changed in the industry. In other words, more and more, particularly the younger builders, are a lot more in touch with efficiency and because they've grown up with it and they understand it. And old guys like me, we based all of our air conditioning calculations on square footage. We didn't know the difference. We didn't know what a manual J was, and we didn't have efficient houses. We weren't building efficient. We're building really inefficient houses, actually. And you could add more because you were dealing with leaky windows and all that kind of stuff. And so things have changed a lot. What I love about this report, you gave me this load preview report with this manual J, and you gave me 3 options: no radiant barrier, and foamed. The beautiful thing about being able to do that for your clients is that it gives them more information where you can have a real discussion on the type of system you need or the size of the system or how they're going to construct the building. They may decide they want to foam it.
Well, or even if you retrofit, because I see a lot of people, they go to a trade show or they hear somebody and, everybody's telling you the greatest stuff on earth and it's going to work no matter what. And then I see people that spend like thousands of dollars on stuff that they don't really need. And they don't have any more money to spend on the stuff that they didn't need to start with.
Right.
When you do a manual J, it'll tell you, okay, this is your load right now. Okay, so now what step do we want to do? Which is the greatest benefit for you? Is it replacing your windows, adding insulation? So now you physically see it. So now you know where you spend your money on things that will actually benefit you versus spending money on a guy that you met at a trade show that tells you he sells the greatest thing in the world, and now you spend $2,000 and it didn't do much for you, and then you have no money left to do the good stuff.
You can make an informed decision based on this information. So you come to Austin from St. Martin?
Okay, I've been to England, Scotland, Guadeloupe, which is another French Caribbean, St. Martin twice, and then I would go, I would go on vacation places. I went to Canada. I actually drove from Vancouver to Montreal.
But when you moved to Texas, did you move to?
No, I came here.
You came to Dallas.
Okay.
Okay. And that was 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you just met me yesterday.
Now the beautiful young woman you were following here, because that sounds like you were just like a hound dog.
Yeah.
Is she still with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was worth the trip.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say it was worth the trip. No, it's been great. I mean, it's great place to be. I love it here. Great opportunity to do different stuff, and it took me a while to get to what I wanted to do. But
it's great opportunities, though. You can do that here. That's what's so great about it. You can do that.
Yeah,
And so how do you find Texas, or maybe even just the U.S., how do you put that in your scale of all these places you've been? Is this the place that you just love the most, or did you have opportunities to live in all these other places and you just decided this was the best place to be? Was it because of her?
Yes, for me, no. It's not for everyone. For me, it's I can find a place I live in. Now, as far as beauty is, like I work in a hotel called Royal Club in Evian, which is across from the Lake of Geneva, across from Lausanne. There's
beautiful place in the world.
Those are the most beautiful places in the world. I mean, I've been to Munich, Germany on vacation, Bavaria. I mean, those are, despite, sometimes I would go to places because people tell me you gotta go there. So I say, okay, I gotta go there. And I'm like, because once you've been to Switzerland, Bavaria, French Alps, I would take a hike on my off day when I was working at a big hotel by myself up in the mountain. There's nothing more beautiful than that.
Yeah.
So as far as beauty, Dallas is not the prettiest place to be.
No.
But as far as, when you put it all together, for me, it fits me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody has to find a place that fits them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lifestyle. And I'm having fun. I'm lucky enough. I'm doing a lot of job for really high-end building.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do 25,000 square foot house. And if he wants to put geo on all his home, and every home is a challenge.
Yeah.
There's the challenge.
The challenge has become at this point in my career, the challenge is what I enjoy. I enjoy overcoming the challenge.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy all the challenges, but I enjoy overcoming. I looked at a house a couple of days ago, and it was built, and it's in a really nice upscale neighborhood, and it was built in the 80s. And it hadn't changed a bit, and it was horrible. I mean, I walked in there and I went, "Oh my gosh!" And when he bought the house, it was furnished, so they had staged it, and he walked, and it was beautiful. It had artwork and beautiful furniture and all this, and he walked in and went, "Wow, I got to have this house." And he buys it, and so he came back in after all that was gone, and he goes, "What have I done?" And then he called me. And I said, we have a diamond in the rough. We can either invest some money in this thing and make it really beautiful. You'll never want to leave it, or you need to sell it because it's either one way or another. And that's what I love about residential construction is that there's these wonderful opportunities to challenge yourself and to do really cool things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like it. All right, so you don't do all geothermal. You kind of cover the gamut.
Because it's the same. At the end of the day, geo, AC.
It either goes in the ground or goes in the attic.
It's all moving heat, and it's all the same, and so you gotta be open. But it's true that I have an approach which is a little bit different from a lot of people. And sometimes, even with my builder, now we have a good relationship, but there's some stuff I don't want to compromise.
Uh-huh.
You got to stand your ground. And I think too often, because the AC is behind the wall, nobody sees it and nobody wants to spend money.
It's not the pretty part.
It's not the pretty part. People don't want to invest. But then the AC will affect your health. I think, now, I'm not a scientist, but I don't have any allergy. And I grew up not knowing anybody that has any allergies and stuff. But when you look at your AC, when people come in and replace them, look at the shape of the coil. Look at how dirty it is and how much mold there is in it. If you don't take care of your filter, if you don't take care of your duct, if you have condensation, if you leave your filter door open, all this is stuff that's going back into your house that's breathing. So I know people don't want to spend the money, but yet it will affect your electric bill. It will affect the comfort of your house.
Well, it will
affect your health.
Kind of to your point is that many of us grew up, there's a lot of people that don't have air conditioning around the world. But we're in an area that we all have to be comfortable. And has such an impact on what you breathe, has such an impact on your overall health, whether you have, like you say, whether or not you have allergies, whether or not you're always sick with something. And people don't realize that it's these little bio colonies that live in their air conditioning ducts and their systems. Now, some people understand that and they get them clean. Some people don't. Change your filter.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more of Remodel Revolution Radio. Don't go away. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordor.com. Alex Guthrie here for my friends at Total Air and Heat. Did you know a typical AC unit runs enough hours in a year equal to a car running 60,000 miles? Total Air and Heat recommends that you tune your system and have it safety checked every 6 months to ensure peak efficiency, proper operation, and increase the life of the system. Need a new air conditioning and heating system? No problem. Total Air and Heat can replace your equipment with the best equipment on the market today. Train. And you know it's hard to stop a train. So for the best heating and air conditioning contractors in North Dallas and Plano for the past 60 years, call my friends at Total Air and Heat, 972-881-0020. That's 972-881-0020. Or visit them online at totalair.com. Total Air and Heat. Some people think the only thing worse than calling the dentist is calling the foundation repairman. That's why I recommend Hargrave Foundation Repair. Cracks in the walls? Doors that won't close? Give the folks at Hargrave Foundation a call. Now, sometimes it's not the foundation at all. That's why you need an honest, proven company. You see, understanding the soils and weather is a must for a lifetime repair. Family owned and operated since 1968, Hargrave has seen it all. Hargrave Foundation Repair is fully licensed and insured, and their staff stays up to date on all the latest techniques and advances. So call one of the last independently owned foundation companies in North Texas and the exclusive installer of the Chance Helical Pier system. Call Hargrave Foundation Repair at 972-442-3415. That's 972-442-3415. Hargrave Foundation Repair, 972-442-3415. Welcome back to Remodel Revolution Radio. We're here in our final little stretch here. We're with our good friend Herve Trocheteau. Right? Did I say that right? It says
right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Just,
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't say it. Herve is a AC contractor, and he's also a first-generation American in construction. And I think that's I think that's fascinating, because now you weren't doing construction when you came, you started that afterwards. And so a lot of times I like to ask my guests but everybody that I've had on in this series that I'm doing, the first generation Americans in construction, almost everybody moved up here and started their business. They didn't come from the background of the business that they're in now. And I have found it to be very interesting, the difference in how doing business in the U.S. or maybe even in Dallas or Texas is different than how you would do maybe from France, from where you came from. How do you see that? What are some of the highlights or lowlights, the difference between if you were doing this where you came from?
Well, I don't know if I have an answer to that. I know that in Europe, usually people go very young to a trade school. So the system, at least when I grew up, was much more rigid. So, they would basically decide for you where you're smart or where you're dumb. If you're dumb, go in construction or go, if you're smart, go to school. And once you're on that rail, it's very difficult to leave. So people stay there, even if they don't like it, it's just a job.
Mm-hmm.
The US, you can really have the opportunity to change. You have the freedom of, changing your trade, everybody's got a chance. And if you're good enough, people will judge you based on your ability, you as a person and the performance as a person. And there's a chance if you're honest with people and you're good, people will come back to you. They will work with you. Even if you're a newbie, they will give you that chance. Well, I think in Europe, it's much more a rigid system. Then you have the opening a business in France is very costly, very expensive, very difficult. So it's a big investment. So you got to make sure.
A lot of bureaucracy.
Yeah, a lot of bureaucracy. In here, especially in Texas, it's easy. You can try. If you fail, then you move on. You do something else.
It may be too easy.
But at the same time,
but easy is opportunity.
Exactly.
It actually provides opportunity for people by allowing them to do these things.
Yeah, and I think it's up to the homeowner or whoever how those trade. When it's too good to be true, it probably is. And I think sometimes people, they expect a miracle.
Yeah.
Thing costs.
We all want a miracle when it comes to our wallet.
Right? That's the thing. But that's what you got to be careful with. But there's a lot of honest people. This is a great trade that doesn't get the respect they deserve, I think. And I'm trying to change that, with the homeowner I deal with or the builder I deal with. But it's a fascinating trade, fascinating industry. I love it.
I really appreciate you coming in, and despite the fact that I didn't return any of your phone calls to tell you when to be here, you made it on time. So kudos to you.
Well, thanks for acting up like you understood everything I said the whole time.
Well, I'm listening intensely. That's all.
You're focused.
Now, everybody's going to send me emails this week and say, "Huh?
What do you say?
Huh? What? Oh, someone says I can't see you here now. Now you see him?
I don't know if you want to see me.
I really appreciate you coming on. And how do people get in touch with you to get their new air conditioning system?
Well, you can go on my website. It's www.wisenes, so wisenes.com. My email is rvb@wisenes.com.
And you do all kinds of air conditioning, retro, new, geothermal.
Yeah. I also do airflow. So I kind of do also things that not many people do. So I do airflow. So I check airflow. I check system capacity. Make sure that, you've got whatever you pay for. I've done for Home, I've done third-party owner representation just to make sure it's installed properly. And then it's all start with the manual J and manual D and, Geo, obviously.
I'm not really sure what you just said, but
it sounds good, right?
It sounds
French. With the French accent, it sounds so much better.
Nobody cares. They're just like, it's just like people are saying, well, we can't see him. We can only hear him. We can't understand him. So I'm moving this so that you can move over here and then look into it now. Ladies, there he is.
Ladies. So tell me, why do people like French accent?
Huh? Well, they like the French women's accent.
Oh, yeah.
But the guys, it's usually at the restaurant. You know how that it goes.
I was told it sounds like Russian.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
You bet you.
And have a good weekend.
Next week, we are going to have a really, really fun show. We're getting everything scheduled right now. I really appreciate everybody being patient with me today. This was a fantastic discussion. Great show. Thank you, Mr. Greg Lindemood. Thank you, Mrs. Guthrie, my researcher. And thank you to my audience. And thank you to our advertisers. Have a wonderful week. We'll be back next week.